I'm going to ask our official photographer, Joan, to take a pictures first. Okay, Joan, and if you, okay, go ahead, Joan.
All right, ladies, I'm going to take a couple of pictures here. So keep that beautiful smile in your face looking at your camera. 'Cause you don't want to see the picture later and you're like this, or you're like this, or your thing falls off. Okay. All right, so here we go. I'll give you a three. Okay. Three, two, one. One, two, three. Ooh, oops, that would be just as okay. And one more time. Here we go. One, two, three. Thank you. You all look so lovely. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. And as you know, we record this meeting, but also you will get the recording, and also you will get the copy of the photo when Joan sent to me. You will get the photo. Okay, thank you. So Susie, being a co-director, are you going to introduce Leisa, our speaker? Go ahead, Susie.
Okay. Do you have knowledge that other people need to hear? Would your expertise be able to change lives? You might be sitting on a gold mine. Now, more than ever, you have multiple platforms that you can speak on and grow your business. Yes, even from your own home and your own laptop. In this presentation, Leisa Reid pulls back the curtain on the steps we need to get consistently booked as a speaker. As the founder of Get Speaking Gigs Now and the CEO of the International Speakers Network, Leisa trains entrepreneurs how to do public speaking as a soul-fulfilling business growth strategy. As a self-proclaimed talk doula, she facilitates the birth of new talks all around the world in her Get Your Talk Ready to Rock sessions. Throughout her years of working with speakers, the most frequent confessions she hears are, I've always wanted to be a speaker, or I'm still working on my talk, but I'm not sure where to get booked. It is her mission to collaborate with her clients so they can quickly and easily create their talks and deliver them to audiences that are the right fit. Leisa has booked and delivered over 600 speaking engagements. She's a 7-time author, a podcast host, and was awarded an honorary doctorate. Although she has both a bachelor's and a master's degree in speech communication, she assures her clients that those degrees are not required in order to be a speaker. She's a mom, a wife, a dog lover, and loves to go to live rock concerts.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Susie.
you. You have like the long version, Susie. Thank you so much. Sorry about that.
Try to put all the good nuggets in.
All the good nuggets. You know everything. I'm a Capricorn. I like long watches while sun beach. All right. So, show of hands, who do you think are you sitting on some knowledge that people could benefit from? Right? Yes. Do you think you could like teach someone something that you know? Yes, probably, right? And so a lot of times we think, oh, gosh, I don't know if I could be a speaker. Guess what? You probably already are, and you're not even realizing it. I meet so many women who say, like, oh, well, I'm not really a speaker. I don't know if I could do that. And I'm like, you already are. If you're coaching, if you're leading people, if you're on video, if you're on Zoom at a networking meeting, you are starting to be a speaker. You already are using your voice to change lives, make an impact, and make a difference, help people solve problems. So that's really all we're talking about today. But then we get to the point where we're like, well, maybe I could take it a little more seriously. How do I format that? And so we'll talk about I'll help people with that offline. But once they get their talk created, they're wondering, great, how do I get that microphone in my hand a little bit more often, whether it's virtual or in person? Like, what do we need to have in place? So, we're going to talk about some of those things today. I want you to know right now, nothing you say is going to throw me off. So, if you're like, have this burning question inside of you as I'm going, just if I don't see you, like, raising your hand, you can put something in the chat or just come off mute and say, Leisa, wait, no, can you go back to that point where I have a question? And I will make sure it's relevant to the most of us here. And if it gets really, really super duper specific, we'll take it offline somewhere else. Does that sound good to everybody? Yes, cool. Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, I can just, I can go on for all day. I am not going to do that, but don't worry, we're going to land the plane on time. But I do want to make sure that we have openness in our time to get today so that it's valuable for you. I don't want to make any assumptions. Who in here has already done some speaking engagements this year? This year. Ooh, oh, hey, I am in the right room, y'all. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah, Susie, you just had your summit. Very exciting. Okay, cool. All righty. Let's see. I'm gonna share with you what we're gonna go through today.
Okay, I guess Susie has questions.
No, she was raising her hand for something else.
Oh, okay.
But thank you,
Okay.
Angeline. So we're going to talk about the key to unlocking your speaking bookability. We'll go through what does that look like? And I want you to play along and like either have your notes or put in the chat, what do you need to unlock your bookability as we go through that section? Uncovering the treasure sitting in your own backyard. This is probably one of my superpowers, and this is why I help my clients learn how to find treasure. So once they work with me in the Speakers Training Academy, it's like the blinders are off. Oh my gosh, you're tripping over speaking engagements. And so I'm going to give you some insight into how to start looking today. And then we'll talk about what I think the number one secret to a steady stream of speaking referrals is. Here's one thing that I love about how this works, the secret that I'm going to share with you. We've all heard of launches, right? Like you launch a business, launch a program, launch a thing, whatever. That's one of the things I'm really good at, but I don't enjoy. I don't know if you can relate to that. Like it's a zone of excellence, but it's not my zone of genius because I don't feel in flow what I'm doing. I feel like I'm forcing and it's stressful. So what I prefer, and you can do whatever you want, but what I prefer is to have a consistent trickle of leads and contacts and clients and prospects coming in all the time, right? Then that takes away the stress of me having to like launch and build this thing and hope to fill this thing, right? So that's the perspective I'm coming from for you today. And I hope that's helpful, whether you decide to be a speaker in the future more or not. That's still going to be really helpful for you in your business. So that's my perspective. Hopefully you'll remember that as we get to the end. A little bit about me. I'm a mom as well. My daughter's in grad school studying to be a teacher. I'm a wife to a golf instructor. Never had one lesson myself, but that's okay. He's the expert. And I'm a dog mom too. It's my VP of operations, Piper Reid. She sleeps through pretty much all my talks, but that's okay. That's okay. She knows it. She knows it. I am also a podcast host. If you want to be a guest on my podcast, you have a best friend story and you want to bring your best friend on our podcast, we will interview you. Over 10 years ago, I started the International Speaker Network. It was under a different name, but that's the network. I'll share more with that about that later. I will say that's what prompted my business because speakers at my network were always asking me, how do I get more gigs? How do I do this, Leisa? Why are you so booked? What's going on? So that's prompted me to start my business, write a book, create programs. I help people get their talk ready to rock because that's kind of the first step. Like if you're going to be a speaker, you better know what you're going to be speaking about and also how to put it all together in a system that works for their business forever. So that's some flashpoints about what I've got to bring to you today. All right. So unlocking your speaking bookability. I think this is the biggest mystery for a lot of folks, especially when they're new. I know it was a mystery to me, even though I had my bachelor's and master's degree in speech communication, wasn't scared of speaking. I thought, I don't know how this whole industry works. Like, how do you like be a speaker? How does that work? So this is what I learned. And this is what I start to put into place. Okay, you need to be ready to say yes. Have you ever had that experience where you wanted something, and I'm even going to go off share here for a second, where you said you wanted something, but you weren't actually ready to have that, right? Like maybe you're single and you say you want to be in a relationship, but you've got a twin bed and no room in the closet, right? That's not inviting a person into your world, right? So there's this very important point about actually being ready. So if there's anything you're like, oh gosh, I hope they don't look at my website. Oh my gosh, I hope they don't ask me what I speak about. Oh gosh, I'm really not ready. They asked me to speak, but I haven't responded yet because like I'm still working on my, like that is not being ready, period. So If we say, oh, I want to be a public speaker, I want to start, speaking, getting invited to places and being on podcasts, you have got to get your stuff ready. So that could mean a lot of things. I'm going to narrow it down to a smaller list you can pick from, but then I want you to be thinking, what do I need to do to get ready? And be putting that in the chat too, because there's a power in sharing with your peers, right? There's a power of saying it and putting it in the chat and going like, okay, I'm claiming this. I'm going to do this thing. And there's also power in saying, gosh, I need help. Like I know I need to do this stuff. And I've been saying that for so long, but it's just not happening because you've never done it before. So no shame in that. That's why we get help. We get VIP to the front of the line when we go with somebody who already knows, they've already been there. It's like, make this faster for me, please. Like, I don't want to struggle and sit there by myself trying to figure it out. So the first thing I would shout this from the rooftops all the live long day is getting your talk ready to rock. What that means is that you are madly in love with your talk. You're confident about it. You can't wait to share it with people, and it ties into your business. So it's not just a talk for the fun of it. It's a structured talk that also allows your personality to come out. It allows people to learn from you. You're providing a ton of value to people, but it also is going to lead them to that next step in your world, if that's going to help solve their problems, right? That's the whole point when we're talking for business, when we're speaking for business. The other thing I find, people don't talk about this very often, but there is such power in clarity on your ideal speaking avatar. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to stop the share. There's lots of speaking engagements. And if we go back to the single, being single example, I remember when I was single and someone would say, oh, I know someone who's single. I'm going to set you up with them. I'm like, no. Yes, I do want someone who's single, but they're going to need to have a lot of other criteria, right? So it's not just that they're single. It's the same with speaking engagement. So just because it's a speaking engagement doesn't mean it's a fit for your business, doesn't mean it's a fit for your lifestyle. So getting clear on that. Do I want to travel? Do I not want to travel? Where are my clients hanging out? Where are my prospective contacts hanging out? What types of organizations? Am I speaking virtually? Am I speaking in person? Is it a combination? Is it paid speaking? Is it not paid? There's all kinds of ways that you can share your message. So start to get clear on that. I do not have any clients who have the exact same makeup of that. This is a very personal thing, right? It's what's important to you and what feels good to you, because that's what you're going to do more often, right? If I tell you to do something that you hate, that you don't want to do, that creates a bunch of anxiety, you are not going to do it. So I am not married to that. I'm married to you finding the thing that really works for you and your business and your lifestyle and your personality, and all that amalgamates into you creating your ideal speaking avatar. Okay. And then finally, and this one's often a challenge for us, is, oh, did my mouse die? Oh my gosh. Nope. There we go. Back. There we go. Okay. Clear invitation to the next step, otherwise known as a CTA, right? We get so, I don't know, in our heads about sales and not wanting to be pushy and not wanting to be pressuring and all these kind of things, want to give, and it can keep us from giving to our business. So if you think of your business as someone you're giving to, that can help any of those overgivers in the audience. I know I can be that way too. So having that clear invitation to the next step, it might mean offering something for free. It might mean offering to get some tip. I'm gonna offer you some free tips today. So that way you can start to be in my world, see what it's like. Is there anything that, floats your boat? Are you ready to jump into something further? You have that choice, right? It might be a phone call, like for people here who are like, I was in the right room today. I needed to hear this because I definitely know I want to use speaking in 2025. I want to get there fast. So I'll give you a link to a phone call that you and I can have later. So those are different examples of that next step, but you need to be clear on that, because guess what? As the speaker, you are the tour guide. You are the captain of the ship. You are the leader of the pack. If you don't know what you're leading people to, they are going to be lost and drowning, confused, and forget everything you said. Like, never going to see them again. So you got to give them some clear direction. Very important to have that decision. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit of a story with you. I had a client, she was hosting these really powerful events. She still does. Everyone loves her. They think she's amazing. She is amazing. But she was not getting her clients to sign up. And so we're like, okay, let's take a look. She confessed to me. And I get this is like private stuff. Like we don't want to admit that we have a hole in our business somewhere or just like it's not working. And, we want to have this front that like everything's all wonderful, rainbows and unicorns. I know I speak to entrepreneurs all the time. I know it's not all rainbows and unicorns. It's not all rainbows and unicorns for me either sometimes, right? Sometimes we're hot, sometimes we're not. But when we're not, it's great to like confide in someone who has had success in your area. So we took a look at everything. And what we found out is that she was actually hiding somehow. It was kind of sneaky. Like our mind can play tricks on us. She was kind of hiding and wasn't really giving herself stage time because she wanted to give to everyone else. So she would talk about her thing for, even though she was the host of this whole event, she was talking about her thing for just a quick hot second and then get the spotlight off of her. So what we needed to do though is find an authentic way for her to feel good about sharing what the gifts that she was giving, right? This invitation into this powerful thing for these other people to get. Once we did that, she got $18,000 in instant sales without strategy sessions. So this is just people clicking on the button and purchasing. That was just a little tiny, like we're just talking a couple degrees off of what she was doing before, but made massive results. That's what I'm talking about when we really like open up the kimono and say like, I've got this issue, like it's not working. I don't know. I tried it. I'm speaking, but it's not happening for me. Bring in somebody else to take a look because you cannot see the label from inside the bottle, right? Okay, so what do you need to be ready to say yes? Go ahead and just drop that in the chat when it comes to speaking. Is there anything at all that you're like, oh, I've been meaning to do that. I don't have a speaker, landing page, or I don't have my bio written, or I need an intro, or I don't have my talk completely dialed in. I want to make my slides. Like there's all these different things that could literally keep us from being bookable. Okay. So I'm going to stop share real quick, see if we've got any things Okay. Oh, your fingers must be broken. I don't see anything in the chat. What happened? Here we go. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Rhonda needs to use slides. A number of talks that I offer. Yeah, okay. Making slides. Yes. Reaching out, letting them know. Yes, I know Annie's working on that, right? It's like Annie's in a situation where she's in my speakers training academy. So we're getting we're connecting all the dots. We're starting to figure out all the ducks that needs to be in rows. And so that she's ready to take it out. She's still out there speaking, but like we're finding some things behind the scenes. Love it. Okay. Beautiful. Yes, connecting the dots. Okay, so let's keep this show going. Good job, everybody. So let's talk about treasure in your own backyard. Here's the good news, bad news. There's speaking engagements everywhere. There's an abundance of speaking engagements. That's the good news and the bad news, because again, we want to go back to finding the right one. So I'm going to give you a different way to think of it that might help prompt some ideas right away. So even if you have that pen and paper handy, just start jotting them down as you think of them, because there's different ways to think about speaking engagements. An easy way to me is like do it geographically. So we think local first. Okay, start within a 50-mile radius of wherever you are, assuming you're in some kind of like city of some sort. But when you think local too, it doesn't actually need to be physical. It could be local virtual. There's local virtual groups all over. Even in GSFE alone, there's lots of different chapters that meet virtually. There's chapters that meet in person. So there's all these different avenues. Just even right here in GSFE community, there's lots of opportunities. Could be a chamber if your clients hang out at chambers, if your prospective clients are there. There's usually a chamber in every city. Here's an example. I live in Orange County, California. I know some of you are in Southern California, a lot of you here. There's 34 cities in Orange County. Guess how many chambers that means? About 34. Not exactly, but about, right? So that's a lot just in the county. We haven't even gotten out of the county yet. You can also start to think of like things outside of your county. This is stuff if it's in person. Again, there's lots of local groups that meet virtually now, especially since COVID. There are also lots of business groups, just one-offs, like that started as at one chapter, and maybe they're just a local chapter that meets and it's a grassroots type of thing. if your clients are at that kind of thing, that's a great opportunity for you. There's also service groups. These are like Kiwanis, Lions, Rotary. They usually have a speaker every single week. There are tens of thousands of these groups all over the country, even outside the country. If that is, again, I'm going to preface, if your clients are in those types of groups. They're also a great place if you're just starting and you want to get testimonials and you want to get video of yourself. Like, it's probably an easier place to get booked. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to just stop share really quick. So just by thinking locally, did you think of a place in your mind that you could go speak to? You can like nod your head, shake your head. Yeah, okay, there we go. We're all awake, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, good. Yeah, because sometimes it's right in front of our face and we don't even see it. We don't even like acknowledge it, right? Yeah, Seroptimus is another good one. Great. Okay, so then we have national. Let's talk national. Now, a lot of times you can associations, when I say national, it means they're usually in multiple states. They might have regional or national events. Same with conferences. This might be more, you might be traveling to that place. It might be something that you want to do once a year. This is, again, it gets really specific depending on what your goals are as an entrepreneur and where you want to speak and why. And we start to dig and research depending on which ones are the most important to you. I've had clients who, I have one client who speaks to an extremely specific industry, non-emergency transportation vehicles, okay, for insurance. Like, that's really specific. So the associations that he's looking for are not always in California, but for him, it's worth it to go travel because when he retains the client, it's a really big payoff. So he'll go travel to those 4 or 5 throughout the year, and that really makes sense for him, right? So it just depends on what we're looking for. International, you may want to add international speaker to your resume, to your speaker sheet, to your LinkedIn profile. You can do that just by speaking virtually. Honestly, you could speak in Canada. You could I've spoken in lots of different countries since COVID, which is super cool. So if you haven't taken advantage of that opportunity, put your sights on another organization outside the country. And GSFE, what do you know, has an organization outside the country. So gosh, you don't even really have to look that far if you really want this. You may have dreams of creating a retreat, or maybe you have family in another country, or you've always wished to visit another country. Why not make a speaking engagement out of it and then time your travel around that? So there's so many different ways that you can play this game. But what I will emphasize is that none of these are right or wrong. What I recommend to my clients is what makes the most sense. What brings you the most joy? Like, let's focus there. This is not about quantity, it's about quality and the energy that you're putting out and the time that you're putting out. And is it effective? Like, are you in front of the right people? Are you enjoying yourself? That's also really key. Okay. So where can you start looking? You can drop it in the chat. I already saw a couple ideas. I think Catherine put like Stroptimist, and we obviously GSFE is another one, like right under our noses right here. If you're not speaking to the different chapters, that's a great place to start looking. Maybe you have something local in mind. Let me just stop share and see if there are any other ideas besides Catherine. Rotary, Stroptimist, always looking for speakers. Yes. Okay. Any other ideas coming to mind? I'm going to challenge you because we're doing like homework in class right now. It's like, if you say you're a speaker, that you should be like coming up with stuff. And if you're drawing a blank, then that means, okay, maybe we should talk. Right? And not to say you're drawing a blank. I'm just, saying, I'm encouraging you, because as a community, we can all work together. There's no limit here. When we merge our minds together and lift each other up, right? Just like what Robbie would say, then all of a sudden we can all win. They are not going to have you speak at their group every single month, right? So why not have your GSFE sisters be those other speakers? Get what I'm saying? Yeah, great. Coach Mickey says, check Eventbrite. Wonderful. Oh, cool. Look at this, Debbie Love. I love it. I love that, Debbie Love. Cool. You tripped on her. You're so funny. I love it. I love it. Fashion Social. Okay, eWomen Network. Yes. Yeah, there's several eWomen networks in Southern California. There's one in Arizona. They're all over. Yep, Rhonda. Yep. Excellent. Good. Okay, good. Yeah, and Kim's speaking at a summit for feng shui. Yes, summits are another opportunity for speaking. Okay. Let's keep going. Keep going here. All right. What am I going to do? One of my clients, she was speaking pretty reluctantly every so often. She'd spent a lot of money on a speaker trainer from many years ago and was really trying to do it exactly how that trainer had told her to do it, like trying to do it perfectly. Can we relate to like trying to do things perfectly and trying to fit ourselves into someone else's model? Yeah, it doesn't really always work out that well, right? If it's not a fit for us. So what we did is allowed her to step into her true self. Like, I know that sounds so ethereal, but she needed permission to just be her and a little validation like, you are plenty, you are fine, you are amazing just being you. You don't need to be anybody else. When she was able to do that, she went from 1 speaking engagement a year to 5 a month, and then actively filling her programs through speaking. Now she can speak at any moment. She doesn't have the anxiety that she used to have when it came to speaking, even though she was trained in it and loved it. She would just get herself all worked up, and now it's easy breezy, lemon squeezy. And that is the point, is that we get you all set, ready to go so that you can go and deliver this whenever, wherever, without any issues. I told you I was going to give you some free tips. So you can grab this at getspeakinggigsnow.com/tips if you don't already have it. I will put it in the chat as well, or you can go on that QR code here. Let me put it in here. There we go. Put it in the chat. Then you'll just get more tips, more and more tips. There's some details in there that I'm not going to be able to cover today. So that way you can get that, and we can stay connected. All right. And those are free, by the way. So let's talk about the #1 secret to a steady stream of speaking referrals. And then we were going to land our plane on time today. This is what I call, it's kind of like the easy button, right? We always want this easy button. How do I make this easier? I don't want to make this so hard. I don't want to cold call. I don't want to Google search and go down a bunch of rabbit holes or call from a list. And trust me, I have done all those things. Okay. I've done all of those things, and I consider those soul sucking activities for me. I don't know if you love them. I don't love them. if you, I mean, I just, are we with me? You're like, would you, right? Like, we don't want to be cold calling and doing all that stuff. So an easier way is to find your speaker soulmate. And I'm going to explain what that is, because this is how you can start to get, remember, that consistent trickle of clients, trickle of speaking engagements, trickle of podcast guesting, all in here, trickle of summits, guesting on summits, all the things is through this system. A speaker soulmate is someone who speaks at a similar frequency as you. Someone you know, like, and trust. You don't need to know them since kindergarten. You could have maybe just met them, but you're like, I think we should, I think we would do well together. And you test it out just like you would if you were dating. You just go, okay, let's try one and let's see how that goes. And then we'll try another one and, see how that goes. The idea, though, is that they speak to a similar audience, but they're not your competition, meaning like you don't speak on exactly the same thing and you're exactly doing the same thing, because that would make it a little tricky to refer. You got to think, like, if they had someone like Angeline has someone who's speaking about speaking this month, she's probably not going to have someone speaking about speaking next month, but she might have someone who, like I think Kim is speaking, maybe it's feng shui in business or something like that. I'm not sure what Kim's topic's going to be, but that's how we can start to power play with people. And it's more fun when we do it with friends. And you might be wondering, well, where is my speaker soulmate? Where could they be? #1, they could be a GSFE, right? You might find them right here in the room. You might find them at another GSFE meeting. But at the International Speaker Network, we are specifically intentional about helping you find your speaker soulmate. So much so that we even have an activity a couple times a year. It's like 3 times a year, where we say, okay, let's help you find your speaker soulmate. And we go through that activity together. We do speaker referral circles. We do podcast parties. We do posting parties. All of it help to get your visibility raised so that you're not alone in this, because you do way more work when you're doing it alone. It's way more fun to have partners who are on the same trip as you, like they're on the same ride. And this was me. I was back in 2013 cold calling to book my gigs. I booked 83 speaking engagements my very first year. That's crazy. That's a lot. I mean, I didn't even think it was that big of a deal. I was just head down working, fingers to the bone. And I thought there's got to be an easier way. That's why I literally created the speaker network, and then kind of tripped over accidentally some speaker soulmates. I still work with them today. They've referred me hundreds of speaking engagements, and I've referred them. And guess what? Now I'm consistently booked. I don't have to cold call anymore, right? That's what I want for everyone here, everyone here. So if that is going to support you in your journey of speaking, then I'm going to share a teensy bit about the International Speaker Network, and I'll give you a link on how to join. It's super easy. We meet once a month. We do, like I said, speaker referral activities. You get exposure, visibility. We've got some members on the call here: Susie, Angeline, Rhonda, Annie, I know Nikki. So we have some people here already on the call. Here is the link to join. I'll share with you, it's very affordable. It's $99 to join, and then $20 a month. So you can just slide that right into your budget. It's nothing crazy, but the value that you get is so amazing. Like, we actually just launched something for members only. Yeah, what's today? Today's Thursday. Tuesday, right, Angeline? We did. We're going to do a giveaway for a gift giveaway for all the members of ISN. They can put their own gifts in there. We're all to promote each other. So that's the kind of community that you're considering here today. It's like, wow, working with people who, join and collaborate, just like at GSFE, collaborate, connect, educate. We're here to support each other as sisters. It is not, and there's brothers in there too. So it's not all women, but there's a lot of women in there. Okay. I'm going to check the chat really quick. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. She said, yes. Yes, Rhonda is one of our biggest supporters in ISN. She interviews people on her show. I see them all the time. And then we get all this kind of love for them on Facebook. It's so cool. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Let's see here. And absolutely no pressure to join, but if you feel compelled, we'd love to have you. All righty. Last little bit, let's just do a quick review of what we went over. And we talked about unlocking your bookability, right? What do you got to do to get out on that stage? Uncovering the treasure. Is there some treasure that's just like right under your nose and you haven't even thought to reach out to them? Well, now maybe today was your note to self. I'm going to reach out to that organization, or here's some of my dream organizations that I want to reach out to. I see myself speaking at. And then finally, putting yourself in a situation where you have those speaker soulmates, where you're setting yourself up. It's a setting yourself up for the future. A little bit of work on the front end, massive results on the back end. Okay. If you are in a situation where you think, I need some support with this. Like, I've gotten as far as I can on my own. I really want to do this, but I'm just kind of stuck. I'm sort of like, I'm not really sure where to go. I really work better with someone linking arms with me, looking at my business, referring, collaborating with me. Then this is for you. This is an invitation to a phone call with me. I call it my speaker readiness assessment. We will talk. What do you have going on? What are the holes in the boat? How can I support you? If you're looking to fast track to get to the stage, you want to get your talk created, you want that clear call to action, all those things. How do I find stages easily? This is for you. You can go to getspeakinggigsnow.com/chat, and I will put it in the chat as well. And I'm going to stop the show right now, but it's okay. I'm going to put the link in the chat if that's for you. And I'm going to turn it back over to Miss Angeline, Dr. Angeline Benjamin.
Thank you
Very much, everybody.
Thank you so much. It's very prompt and you're just right at, your time. So that's one thing I love to have Leisa being my guest. She's always very prompt, organized, and then she loves her speaking engagement. And one thing about her, I am the one that has to approach her, because I need her to speak to help. So to me, I just want to give you another, I guess, tip that I learned here is that to get a speaking engagement, you need to, beside connecting with somebody, maybe good to participate in the podcast or participate in the interviewing, right? So I'm just going to introduce, like, for example, Rhonda. Maybe Rhonda, can you have 2 minutes? Just tell me about your podcast. Maybe some of you would like to do that because that will help you also to me as a speaker. I learned this from Leisa. Do that, practice, be somebody that being interviewed or be a podcaster, either way. So Rhonda, about 2 minutes. Tell me about your podcast. What is your podcast,
I
Rhonda?
can talk about my podcast. Thank you, Angeline. I have a podcast. It's called Fresh Talks Global Vision. And my vision is that every time we open up our voice, we really help the world. And I call it hashtag speaker locking arms. Stop the blaming and shaming. So who I love to interview are people that just like you that are dialed in, doing something for your clients. And every time you go out there and speak, you're just like really in alignment with what you're doing. And you want to be on a podcast to share, what am I doing for my clients? Give me great examples. Talk about just this world, like what kind of changes you are looking at with what you're doing here and what you see as a bigger picture. And not everybody that gets interviewed talks about the bigger picture, but when you're just all in, it just exudes in you. So it's not always the conversation, but just showing up and just really giving a lot of love. That's what I care about. And I love people. So I'm always marketing really just playfully and wanting to know more about you. And post marketing is one of the best things that we do. So yeah, and we get about 1,000 hits on most of our conversations on YouTube. So we're doing pretty good. And I have about 8,000 people in my private group. So we're having lots of fun.
Great, thank you. And I know Joy also have a show. Joy, tell me about your show that, people can join your show. So Joy, tell me again briefly, but how about your show?
I will. Thank you. Thank you. I will be as briefly as I can. I like to say to Leisa, I've never enjoyed a conversation so much. I'm a wordsmith and I love how you play with words. Some of your sayings were absolutely cracking me up. I loved it. My show is Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. And I also have Leaders and Legacy in Style, Divine Femininity, and Masculine, because we are united in our divine femininity today. And I put something in the chat there. I'd like each and every one of you to come and play with me, because I'm all about our time right here and now and owning our power. I'm all about power, but at its highest realm, love, humility, and grace. So join me. Let me know if you want to come and play. We have fun. And Rhonda, I can't wait to be a guest on your show and vice versa. Much love, my ladies. I hope that's it, Angela.
Thank you. Okay, I know, Coach Mickey, you have your show too. You have a podcast too. Tell me more about your podcast, Coach Mickey.
Oh, thank you, Angeline. Yeah, I have Coach Mickey and Friends. I've had that for almost 5 years, and some of you I've already interviewed, which has been fun. And it is a podcast that gives people an opportunity to share their stories and some of the struggles that they went through, but also some of the benefits and some of the things that they've done to get to success. I've interviewed anybody from my friends to astronauts to country western singers, just an eclectic group of individuals that can pretty much bring something inspiring to the table. So if you've got a story within you that you'd like to share that you know that can help someone along the way, I welcome you to join me on Coach Mickey and Friends.
Thank you. Anybody else that I don't know that you have your own show that you want to share?
I can
yeah,
share about
Leisa,
mine.
go ahead, Leisa.
I forgot. I was like, well, while we're sharing about podcasts. So I grew up in Fairbanks, Alaska. And in 7th grade, I was lucky enough to meet one of my soulmates, my best friend, Tamara. And she and I have a podcast called How I Met My BFF. And we interview other best friends. And you get to share your best friend's story. It's super fun. Rhonda's been on my show. I don't know if anybody else on here has been here. No. But if that resonates with you, we would love to have you as a guest. Just message me and I'll send you the podcast guest link.
Yeah. So what I'm just trying to tell you that for me personally, just like Leisa said, you have to see what fits you. Is that when you get to be a guest of a podcast or a guest from something like similar, it helps you to be out there. And in my opinion, it's a practice too, because then kind of audience that attracting, that you're attracted to. Because I remember when I had a guest with Rhonda, and I'll share that with you because I was so excited. My high school teacher actually was one of the audience that watched me, and I don't even remember her. I have to look at my book, but she remembered me. So to me, that's amazing when somebody remind you, remember high school, okay? That's over 50 years ago. People still remember me. So to me, that is what's important. I think if we keep showing up in so many different events, like in this meeting too, you tell yourself that you're a speaker. So then somebody else says, okay, Sandy, for example, she's a co-director, right, of the GSFE. She may say, okay, I'm looking for a speaker. The same thing, Dr. Jaya, she's a director for the London. Maybe she's looking for a speaker. She may want to connect with you. But if you don't show up, nobody will know. So that is just my pet peeve that I learned from Robbie. If you just don't show up, nobody know what your talent is. So Susie, yes, go ahead, Susie.
Yes, I just wanted to take an opportunity to give shout outs to three fantastic women on this platform. Number one, I was a guest on Joy Ruffin's show, and I was also a guest on Rhonda's show and Coach Mickey. Those were all fantastic opportunities, and
Right.
I just ask and the door opens.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. If we don't do that, nobody will know. So this is an opportunity for all of us, including myself. So now I am going to ask that Susie is going to, oh no, I can Pam, that every one of you get a chance to introduce yourself because we are virtual. And you know, some of you are very familiar with my meeting. I do time your intro. Why? Because I learned in so many virtual that when we speak too long, nobody's pay attention to us anymore. So because of that, 60, you all have 60 seconds. Okay, and at least you know what 60-second is. Please do not introduce don't put like like your phone number or your email. Put it in the chat. So what we would like to know, what is your passion? What something that people will want to connect with you? Okay, what your passion is. So people will say, okay, I would like to connect with so and so. So I'm gonna start with the person that I look at my first left. Okay, so Robbie, you're the first one to say. Okay, you have 60 seconds. Okay, go ahead,
You
Robbie.
pretty much already introduced me, so just move on to the next one.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do the next one. Okay, here. Oh, where is my apps? Okay, hold on. The time. Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna let Susie, my co-director. Okay, go ahead, Susie.
Okay, ladies, I provide a non-drug health solution that uses phototherapy high-tech patches to balance and optimize your body. My clients eliminate their pain and their chronic conditions and also regenerate their stem cells only using a tiny patch. So if you know anybody that would love to have better health without any drugs, send them to me. Thank you.
Thank you. And in case you're wondering, so that's what I have the timer in there so you know how long you talk. Okay. And the next person is Leisa. Leisa, go ahead, Leisa.
Hi, Angeline. I don't know if I don't see the timer. Oh, there I see it on yours. Okay, got it. You know a lot about me. You know I'm a Capricorn, that I like long walks on the beach. If you are in another networking situation and you hear somebody say, I want more speaking engagements, I want to be on more podcasts, I want you to think of me, and you say to them, have you met Leisa Reid? Have you heard of the International Speaker Network? Because you really should talk to her. Let me connect you. That would be the biggest help for me today, because I honestly am on a mission to help entrepreneurs get their word out faster, easier, stronger, so that they can have speaking engagements for the rest of their career.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is something that I do. And I know some of you that when I have one-on-one, I always mention about Leisa. You know, Leisa, especially if you're not sure that, being a virtual speaker, because I learned from her, being a virtual speaker is different than being in-person speaker. Okay. And I have to learn from her and how to appear yourself, the sound and everything. So to me, that is one thing is very important, that we need to be honest to ourselves. Okay, are we going to be appeared like, okay, that people listen to us? Okay, so we need somebody else to tell us about it because we really can't see. We really can't know about it unless somebody else that very honest and tell you the truth. So that's one thing I learned from my experience. So I'll share that with you. Debbie, go ahead, Debbie, introduce yourself. You muted. You muted.
Debbie, hit the space bar so you can unmute.
Okay, I'll stop this.
Okay. Hi, I'm Debbie Love of Warrior Women Workshops. I teach self-defense. I'm a speaker. I'm a writer, and my mission is to teach teens, young ladies, women, LGBTQ. I'm working with the center here, the LGBTQ center here, Salvation Army people, any woman, I really want teenagers though, to teach them, give them information about their safety, about self-defense. The information is actually more important than the techniques because it's all about awareness. So thank you for this opportunity. And I'm out of time. 2-1. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And next is our guest, Kim Julian. Kim.
Aloha, Kim Jolene with Finding Your Fiji. I help women business owners and solopreneurs and caregivers get out of their heads and into their hearts to start taking action with clarity and confidence. My favorite thing is seeing a space, an actual floor plan of a space, and being able to tell people what's going on in their life. So it's kind of a fun party trick. I can go to someone's home and not even know them and tell them what's going on in their life based on the energy of what's occurring and where things are situated. So it's a very interesting thing. Any sort of challenge, just a quick comment about someone that recently was going through litigation. And I was able to give them a feng shui cure. It had been going on for 3 years and it resolved in 3 weeks after helping them with that. So any little things like that, I love to help with.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank you. And just to let you know, Kim already booked as a speaking engagement with me. So just look for her. And because I already booked all my speaker until the end of this year.
And it was funny because Lisa said, oh, maybe she's speaking about feng shui to, for your business. And that's exactly the topic.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. So thank you. And next, Darlene. Darlene.
Hello, I'm over here. Hi, ladies. Good afternoon. Now,
Oh, she's frozen. Is that she's frozen?
what's called self-therapy poetry. And it's very transformational, even for myself as I'm writing it. So there will come a time when I put it out into the world. And I am the founder of Red Poppy Press. And so I'm writing and publishing. And I know there will be a day when I'm speaking, but right now I'm in production mode, and I'm kind of enjoying that, and it feels very good. So it's always a pleasure to be here with everyone, and yeah, I'll be in touch with you ladies that are doing podcasts and for speaking engagements. So thank you, and it was nice to be here today.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Dr. Catherine Wickman. Catherine.
Thank you, Dr. Angeline. Hi, ladies. I am Catherine Wickman Zacharias. I am the founder of KSWZ Insurance Services. My current passion right now, I actually have 2 in business. As some of you know, my father passed away a couple years ago after fighting cancer for over 25 years. And he lost his homes, his cars, everything from the medical bills over those years. So one of my passions is to help people prevent that, and especially children of people that come from families that have a history of cancer. And then my second passion in this volatile world that we're in right now is to help people with their finances. So if you know of anybody who is sick and tired of losing money and watching this market fluctuate, all the accounts that I help my clients with are guaranteed never to lose money. So I'm on a mission to educate people about that as well. And I do have a free book on the subject. So if you're interested, please let me know. Thank you, and good to see you all again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Catherine. And next is Dr. Verlaine Crawford. Verlaine.
Oh, thank you. First, I'd like to say I have had podcast experience with both Joy and Rhonda, and I just loved it so much. And both of them are such loving people. It's really a delight. Because you can see behind me, I've got the power of wholeness, and I teach a process of integrating the different parts of our being. And I think of that as that we have subpersonalities. And the way I think is we think of ourselves captain of our ship, master of our fate, but I see it as a pirate ship and the crew is planning mutiny. So if there is even the slightest problem in manifesting what you'd like, and many of you know, I know how that you understand the process, but that missing piece of the puzzle is integrating those different parts of you. And if you would like to have a short session with me for free so that we could talk about it, I think you'd like to know how to use this process. It's not difficult and it works incredibly.
Thank you. Thank you. And please don't forget to put your contact information in the chat, please. Thank you. Next is Joy. Joy Ruffin.
Wow. Ladies, I'm honored to be here. The work that I do and my passion is about owning our power. So I support women to learn to own your presence through your image, your appearance that's real, that's genuine, that's true to you. No more copy, comparing, and competing. I put in the chat a new global internet audio program that I'm doing. It can be recorded so you don't have to gussy up. And I hope you'll come and join me because we need to share our innate femininity, which is divine, with the world, universal. I can't wait to meet each and every one of you one-on-one. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wow, great. Okay, Coach Mickey.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Coach Mickey St. Germain. I am an author, speaker, and also a podcast host. I also am the CEO of Keep On Sharing platform, where many of you are already on, and you are sharing your businesses and your services and your events. And since that is doing so well, I have moved on to speaking on a regular basis, and that's what I'm looking for. My topic is called the 4th-in-1 Mindset. As many of you know, I'm a football coach, so I've taken that information and I've incorporated it into a topic where it can teach you self-reliance, self-empowerment, and self-growth with that 4th-in-1 mindset for your business, your relationships, and in your life. So if anybody would like to reach out to me regarding my podcast, if you want to get on the platform for Keep On Sharing, or if you are looking for another keynote speaker, I would love to hear from each and every one of you. Also, I have got a book that will be launching on May 8th called The 4th-in-1 Mindset. So that I'll put into the chat too. So thank you. And for those of you that have been on my podcast, some of you, I need to have you back. Like Susie, we had so much fun. So I would love to have you back too. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next, Carol. Carol Leach.
Yeah. Okay. I was just getting ready here. Okay. Yeah, I have the Legacy Factory, which creates projects for women who have a dream of doing something, but don't have the time or the knowledge, whichever, to get it done. So I love to do that, whatever your dream might be, a business, a nonprofit, a humanitarian project. I can do the whole thing for you. I can do the whole thing with you. I can do a component of what you want to do. And if you just call me, I have a free call. We can have a little session of brainstorming or strategy, and I'd be happy to help you with whether or not we work together, but we can see if you need help or someone you know needs help. I'll put my number and that information into the chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next, Rhonda. Rhonda Libby. Rhonda.
Hello. I feel that I'm here. I feel that I'm here to be able to help people open their voice. I think there's too much blaming and shaming out there. So I love, love, love talking about how can we open up our voice? And I do that through the Fresh Talks Global Vision. If you want to interview, I'd love to have you there. I also have a free event that I'm going to do next week, and it's about opening up your voice so that you feel safe in life, safe in business. And I'd love to have you there. I'm going to work on my safety pillar, and I have a couple steps there. It's a master collaboration. We need to really change this world in a way where we feel safe and we feel loved. And us together, I call it hashtag speaker locking arms. If we keep locking arms, we know that somebody else has our back, and you learn to grow your heart. When you open up your heart, there's so many massive things that change and transform for you personally. But I used to close my heart off, and now I'm a love bug and I love people. I'd love for you to come play any way you can with me.
Thank you. Thank you. And next is Jennifer Blake.
Hello, hi. I am Jennifer Blake, as she said. Many know me as J-Rock. You can call me J-Rock. I am the co-director in Oceanside of GSFE, and I am just, wow, amazed by so many people on here. All of your podcasts and shows are so exciting. I want to listen to all of them. I have too many. We are always looking for speakers, so I would love to reach out to many of you. You should come and speak at our meetings. So I will do that. And we meet in Oceanside. We're looking for a new location right now. So as soon as we have that, I can get the details to you. I am also an ambassador of health and happiness, and I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can. God gave us one heart and two hands, so I try to use one hand to support ourselves and one to help others. So I'm always on a mission to see who I can help and in which ways I can help and make more impact in this world. I do it mostly through fitness, fashion, and fun. And I'm here anytime to help you in many ways in your life, and hope we can keep connecting, and looking forward to meeting you soon. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks.
And next is Kay Sheffield.
Hi, thank you so much, Angeline, for recognizing me. And I just wanted to share that I love helping people be healthy, even though I'm just getting over this cough myself. But I've had cancer twice, trying to find out what is a good answer for that. And I did find Juice Plus, and here's a couple of little bottles of their capsules. They've just come out with a new powder form of these capsules in powder. So I'm drinking my powder form this morning, and it's all 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries, and fantastic for your health. They all work together synchronistically. And I didn't say that word right, but anyway, and I would love to be a speaker in different places. I'd love to share what I know and what I'm willing to give of that. And thank you so much for being here. Loved your speech, Leisa, and want to get in touch with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And next is we have this guest, our guest, Annie. Go ahead, Annie. How come we can't hear her? Can you hear her? We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Now,
Is this working?
yes, now we can hear you.
All right. Sorry about that, ladies. Thanks for your patience. So, hello again. I'm Annie Del Rey, a certified life and wellness coach and speaker. And over the past 5 years, I've coached over 750 clients. And what I learned from that is I love helping women, and specifically going from overwhelmed to organized so that they can actually follow through on their goals without burning out. And I've coached people all over the US, some international. And while I'm originally from Jersey, I moved to California about 10 years ago. I recently jumped all in on speaking. So shout out to Leisa. And my signature talk is The Real Reason Goal Setting Fails and How to Fix It. And I also speak on confidence building, time management, and practical stress management skills. So if you're looking to bring a fresh energy and real tools to your team or audience, or even one-on-one coaching, I'd love to connect.
Thank you.
Perfect timing. Yes.
Yes. And next is, I know it says Galaxy Ultra, but I know her, Shebra. Go ahead, Shebra.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Sherba Dorsey, and I am CEO of O'Shea Fashion Boutique here in San Diego, California. I love GSFE being a part. I've been with GSFE for 15 years. I love you, Robbie. I love everybody on the Zoom. I'm learning so much. First of all, I am a speaker, but I'm looking to learn more. It's nothing wrong with learning, and my ability right now is to get as much information as I can to be a great speaker. I am a fashion designer. I am here in San Diego doing fashion and just did a show and spoke at one. So like I said, I'm looking forward to learning and the ability to speak. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. So you should connect with Leisa, and she
Yes.
lives in South Orange County. So you guys
Yay.
can, so you can even meet in person.
Yes, Lisa.
Yes. So
Thank you so
now
much.
next is Dr. Jaya from London. Go ahead, Dr. Jaya.
Thank you so much, Angeline. I am GSFE Director for London region, as everyone explained already. I work with colleges, university. I had 3 opportunities for you guys. Very first one, I work with lots of local council borough where we support women who've been physically, mentally abused and they want to start up their business. So my cohort is starting 22 ladies who wants to turn their ideas into business. There are specific subjects which I'm looking for, like a scaling their business, confidence level, and these kind of a virtual speaking session available for you guys to help these women. That's a one. Second, 4th July, 5th July, 6th July. In London, we are having an event. If you are in London or if you want to travel in London, July is the best time for summer. So come, enjoy, and speak. And the very third one, I have my own GSFE chapter. So if you want to talk, I would love to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jaya, Dr. Jaya. Thank you. Okay, next is Sandy. Sandy, go ahead.
Hi, I am Sandy Fiorenti. I am a founding member of GSFE and author, co-director of the Chino chapter. I have been in Mary Kay for over 32 years. I've been big, I've been little, I've been everything in between. How old you are is your business. How young you look is mine. And about 2 years ago, I stepped into widowhood. So I'm still learning in that category and would love to start speaking. So I've done some, but not professionally. We'll put it that way. So, but I really enjoyed today and got a lot out of it. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. Good to see you again. Next, but not least but not next is Grace. Hi, Grace. Go ahead, Grace.
Hi, ladies. Thank you, Lisa. Always great to hear and learn from you. So, ladies, do you remember a time in your life where you experienced grief? Maybe a loss of a loved one, loss of status, a loss of relationship, an important relationship, a divorce. Well, in September 2021, I went through just like a thunderstorm. I lost my husband and my daughter in September 2021, 4 days apart, and was fighting for my grandson because I was told that I would never see him again. All this, yet having a strong faith and having the God-given skills of aromatherapy and face reflexology, I was able to revive myself because I aged like 20 years. It does damage you, the grief. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to let you know, Grace is going to be our next speaker for the May meeting. So put that in your calendar, and May 1st. and
Please
she's
come.
going to be our speaker. Okay.
Please come and support. I would
Yes.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, before I forget, on the next one, I just want to let you know that I will be on a long, long vacation. I will be starting my vacation from April 5th through May 18th. So, and I don't know, for some of you that know, when I'm on vacation, I do not check my email, I do not answer phone, and I do not check my text, because that's my vacation. So if any of you have certain need to connect with for GSFE, please contact Susie. Susie has been very generous to help me to cover my absence. So thank you so much, Susie. And of course, Dr. Robbie Motter, she's always available if you have any questions regarding GSFE. So I just thought I'll let you know about that. And of course, Susie is going to lead the next meeting, and you will be in great hand because she's an excellent host. So thank you so much. So now I'm going to have all of you one-on-one with each one of you random. So you maybe can have, each one of you can have 2 minutes talk. Maybe you can refer each other, or maybe you can connect after this meeting. Connect, because that is something that don't just leave this meeting and do not talk with anybody until the next meeting. Okay, so I'm giving you this opportunity to connect with one person. So I'm going to do this random. Okay, and then hopefully that will help you. So let's see here. I have right now 18. So assign 18:9. Oh, okay, 9 breakout rooms assigned automatically. So see you in 5 minutes.
Hello. Susie, does that mean I'm with you?
I didn't see any breakout rooms, Sandy.
I didn't either, but I